What's up, Alphas? It's your boy, Alphas MA. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And today I want to talk about a character from a show we love, Uncle Lou from Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, where we find out about Kanan Starks. And today we're talking about his uncle, a very important character to the overall story that has been presented to us by 50 Cent and the people at Star. So let's get into it. Lou is the most loyal. He's the basically, if you would say Rock is the head, he is the person who is the right hand of the whole family operation. You could say he is the most influential one. He's the one that's in the streets. He's the one who's talking. He's the one who's going over all the things, making sure everything's covered. When he's not focused, the operation doesn't run as smooth. He is the one that Unique decided to go after when he was going after Rock and her operation. He's the first one he influenced. He the first one that he was like, come to my side because I know you know Rock about to fail, so come over to my side. He's the one that he tried to kill twice. From the first time, you remember, it was at the party. He hired Scrap to come and get him. And then the second time, you remember, he's the one that they threw the Molotovs and burnt the building. I had to get him and save him. Marvin saved him, and he had to go through the hospital. Yeah, that guy. He is so right hand. He's the base of the operation. In season 2, when he's unfocused, things seem to go awry. Rock start making more mistakes. Marvin start taking more of a lead role. Even though Marvin is good at what he does, he's not quite the same steady hand as you see with his anger management that someone like, let's say, Wardell is, who is like, Unique's right hand man. That is who Uncle Lou is. He's the steady hand. He is the most loyal soldier to Rock. As you saw how even when they try to turn him, he refused to turn. Lou is a man with passions and dreams. He wants to produce. He wants to get on the keys and play and be able to produce music. He has a passion for it. And in this passion, he's finding himself distracted from what he's been to, what he's used to. He's finding himself in other places and not focused on what the family wants, but overall what he wants. And this becomes tension in the family. He's a man of passion, a man who loves to do what he wants to do, and he's been driven in this life that's not quite what he thought it would be. He thought he could do this with his family, make money, and then create his own studio, create his own dream, have his own way. To the point he bought it from Crown and expected, like, I'm going to find this talent. I'm going to find Z. I'm going to have my niece up here jukebox, and she's going to sing. I'm famous, all these kids, we're going to do this thing together. This is my passion. This is what I want to do as a person. But again, as I stated, family kind of gets in the way. He loves his family. He's struggling through both of his love for his art and his love for his family. He's loyal to his family because they pay him, so he's able to do that, and he's loyal to them out of love. But he's stricken in season 2, as we can see, over his passion for music and wanting to get out after the incident of the Molotov, and he's been in the hospital and he's being disrespected by Rock. He's starting to see things a little different. He's like, this loyalty to this family ain't as much as it seems. I should go the way I want. And this causes an interesting dynamic that we're going to talk about shortly. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And we're about to talk about part 3, which is caring more for family than work. He has this caring nature in which you see him with Famous. You see him with Jukebox. You see him with his nephew Kanan. You see this caring for his family. You see him watching out when they mess with the Italians. He's like, yo, I'm looking out for us because Rock is so into her passion of taking over and doing this and no one telling her what to do. She's trying to live up to her ex-husband, rest in peace, that she's kind of ignoring family. But you see Lou tell him, listen, I apologize because I want us to live. We have multiple family members. We have Kanan, we have Jukebox, we have Marvin, we have you. We have all these people we care about. And Right now, you're so focused on moving forward with your plans, your ideas, living a better life, that you see that you kind of skipping over the fact that you have these people around you. You see his relationship with Kanan, asking him how he's doing. He's like a comforter to Juke, where everybody else have issues. They usually tend to not have the same problems. You see him constantly fighting and sacrificing, which makes part two, him having a passion for music, tougher, because he's constantly sacrificing what he is doing for his family. He's always the willing soldier. He's the one that continually go out. He's the one that continues to grow. He's the one who continues to do all of these things and help his family grow. Uncle Lou is a caring person. He's the epitome of when being a good guy goes wrong. He's the guy who takes care of his family, looks out for everyone, and when people looks out for him and loyalty happens to him, as you saw with Scrap, bad things happen. His loyalty is always questioned because, as you know, when you do a good job and when you're consistent, people start expecting consistency. When somebody who messes up a lot continues to mess up, people overlook it. People tend to be like, oh, that's who that is. And when they do something the slightest good, example, Uncle Marvin, he does something good, he gets praised for it. But Uncle Lou, who was always consistent, always the right hand of rock in the operation, messes up just a little and not on time by like a few minutes because he's chasing his dream, as we established. He is often seen as not focused. Why didn't you answer your phone right away? You never do this. You never do this, Lou. You're always focused. Lou, why aren't you always on it? Why aren't you focused as always? Why aren't you doing everything 100%, 10% like you always done? When being good goes wrong, it's the story that Power is telling you. They established in the first 6-7 episodes of last season that this dude is the perfect role model. He criticizes Marvin all the time. He's on it. Marvin even has switched roles where he says, oh, you're sucking up the rock. This season, Marvin is telling Lou, you're sucking up the rock. Lou is telling Marvin he's sucking up the rock. It's an interesting dynamic, right? For instance, the person who does the most and the best consistently in life is looked upon to consistently do good, and when you do bad, it's like the worst thing in the world. Whereas the person who does bad does just a little bit better. It's seen. You can see that also with Scrap. Scrap make a little gambling mistake, and all of a sudden you see where he is. This is like the truest definition of being a good person is not always the best thing to be, or being the smartest person in the room is not always being the smartest person. This is what makes Lou so unique as a character. This is exactly what makes Lou so special. This persona, this conflicted guy who loves his family and who really cares and who always put his foot forward, the second he focuses on him, everything in his life goes wrong. It's like he's trapped in a world where he has to be subservient and great for everyone else, and he can never be great for him. That is what makes this character special. That is what makes Lou a unique and amazing character to research and study and look at. And it's probably one of the most realistic and comparable characters that you can put out on TV. It's easily one of the most comparable you can put in your life. I'm a person who tries hard and continues to do this, but sometimes things just doesn't go right. And when I put myself first, it doesn't go right. He is so relatable. 50 Cent and them did an amazing job. Amazing job by Randy Canyon and the whole staff of putting this character together. Let me know what character you want me to do next. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check the link tree below. Merch, all that stuff, podcast, all that stuff. Follow the channel. Subscribe. We got everything listed. If you're interested in some things we do, we do wrestling, we do the House of Dragons, Game of Thrones, the Ring of Power, the Marvel stuff. We do all of that. So if you're interested in any of that, podcast, man cave, all that. We got a sports channel, we got a gaming channel, all that on the page. Just hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you, and we're out. Fly right past